any further ado, let's welcome your host, my dad, David Schaeffer.
Welcome. Thanks for being here today. It's so much more fun to see real life people than touching them on a screen as we help people all over the country. Well, we'll talk about Greg too in a minute or two. So let's kick this off. Welcome to Fiscal Fridays, the show where we give you practical solutions to put to rest things that keep you up at night. I'm David Schaeffer, founder of American Retirement Advisors. For more than 25 years, we've helped make people's healthcare, retirement income, and inheritance planning 1, 2, 3 easy. Now, this live audience is very special today. A lot of you are here because of one man, a man that I've known for over 2 decades. He's your Medicare specialist and my good friend. Let's welcome Greg Frantz. Come on, Greg. Have a seat. Now, Greg's taken care of many of you for a long, long time. And in the Medicare world, that's rare. So this is one special guy. Anywho, thank you, and thank all of you for joining us today. Now, Greg, how long have you been helping people with Medicare?
About 25 years.
Decades, huh?
Yes.
All right.
Lots of miles.
Your practice is really specialized. It's focused, very narrow, like a surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
You just work on one part.
I do.
Like a cardiologist. Mm-hmm. Just fixes tickers. Anyways, I bet your clients have joined us today, and folks watching from home today would agree that you're the Medicare expert.
Well, I hope so.
And every one of those folks know that you always work with their best interest in mind whenever you're helping them with the overly complex subject of Medicare.
Uh-huh.
Medicare it makes me crazy just saying the word.
Yes.
It makes them crazy every time something pops up in the news, I would imagine. Anywho.
Change.
So over the years, you've helped folks with lots of stuff, but if somebody asked you to help them with something you didn't do, like inheritance planning or retirement planning, you can help with pieces of it. You can help them get a long-term care insurance policy, which is very important for folks to have some kind of plan for long-term care. And you help folks get life insurance. But that's really only a part of the puzzle, right?
It is.
Yeah. So what are you doing now? What's changed?
Well, what's changed is I focus exclusively on Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving towards calling myself semi-retired.
No.
I'm not quitting for at least 10 years, so maybe longer. I enjoy what I do, but I don't want to do or learn anything else. I'll just stick with Medicare.
Isn't Medicare enough?
It is.
Heart surgery is a pretty important specialty.
It is.
And they don't fix your toenails.
Nope.
I mean, you're like a surgeon, razor focused.
Very much so.
Okay. All right. Well, we've been friends I don't think I had hair back then when we first met, but I do remember that you were kind of itchy and scratchy about golf or something like that. What was your handicap?
About probably 8 or 9.
I remember seeing a card it said USPGA on there, and there was a number on there. I don't know why I thought it was a 3.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay.
I've got somebody in the room that can confirm that.
So really like a 7?
Yeah, probably pretty much.
That's pretty rare.
Well, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think mine was a 46. Well, we played Pebble Beach together.
We did.
I used 46 balls. And our score was even when we were finished.
Right.
Yeah, I had most of mine in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, so let's get back to this. So we're working together now to help your clients do things that you didn't do when you practiced.
Correct.
So we've got a complete inheritance planning team, and we also do a lot of work with retirement income. So we're going to talk a lot about that as we go through this. But American Retirement Advisors was built about the same time you started. You stayed razor focused, and we kind of spread out.
Right.
We kind of blossomed. My son took over the company. I don't even know how long ago, but I'm guessing it was over 10 years ago. And we're nationwide now. We're in all 50 states, U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, so we help folks everywhere. And we have teams. So we have folks that specifically help people with retirement income. We have folks that specifically help folks with inheritance planning and all that entails. And then we got a little teeny Medicare practice, but your clients are going to stay with you for Medicare for sure.
Thank you.
Yep. So don't call us about your Medicare. Just say it. Please. Anywho, you've been helping folks. We've been helping folks. So why don't we get to helping somebody that called in last week, and somebody in the client care team was kind enough to type up what they were squawking about, and I'd like to help them and put their mind at ease so they can rest easy tonight.
Let's do that.
All right. So let's get to the first one.
Okay, our first is a couple. Let's call them Tom and Diane.
Wait. I gotta take some notes.
Get that pen.
I gotta unscrew it, fountain pen, you gotta unscrew it, put the cap over there. It doesn't work like a real pen, you got stuff to do. Okay, so we got Tom and Diane.
And they're in their late 60s. They live right here in Scottsdale.
All right.
Tom sold a business a few years back. Their home is paid off, worth around $1.4 million. And these are sharp, organized people who did everything right back in 2014. They set up a living trust and put the house in it, exactly by the book.
All right.
Then in 2021, like half of Arizona, they refinanced to grab that low rate.
Okay.
And then to close the loan, the title company moved the house out of the trust.
That was
And
nice of them.
nobody ever moved back. Nobody ever moved it back. Here's the thing. They have no idea. On paper, they think their estate is all buttoned up. But that house is sitting out there in their personal names, and they don't even know it.
I don't know. We see hundreds of folks, and I can't tell you how common that is. That they did one thing because they wanted to get a better rate, and that makes perfect sense. And there's no real mechanism to say, all right, we're going to move this out of your trust and put it into your name so we can do the loan.
Right.
And then there is no mechanism to remind somebody to put it back where it came from.
Of course not.
Because it's kind of a one-way street, because the folks that are helping you get a loan, their job is to help you get a loan.
Right.
It's not to manage your inheritance planning. So, we came up with something a long time ago, and we call it a 15-minute trust check. Kind of rolls off the tongue pretty nice. In Arizona, it's public record who owns a property. It takes a couple minutes to go find out, and you can download it. The easy way for us to do it, you and me to do it, is once a year at least, we get something from the tax assessor that
Right.
tells us the taxable value of the house and how much money they're going to take from us. I mean, how much money we have to contribute to the good of the community. And it'll have the name of the owner of the property. So if it says Greg's Trust, then you know it's in the trust. But if it says Greg and his wife, the president, on it, then it's not in the trust.
Not good.
So I think Carrie would be mad at you if your house was not in the trust.
I think she would,
All right, so there's an easy fix, right?
according to you.
Well, I mean, we don't provide tax or legal advice, but we tell folks who to talk to and how to get it fixed. That's different.
That's good news.
Yeah, because the CPA is a recorder, right? They'll record what you said, and then they'll figure it out from there. We try to plan ahead and let folks know, here's the steps, here's what's going to happen, here's what you got to do next, and we write it all out for them, or make them take notes. That's harder. But anyways, all right, so let's get to the fix. Step one, if you don't have that little card that comes in the mail in Arizona, every state's a little different how they communicate that with you. You can go to the county recorder's office in almost every state, and it's public record to find out the owner of the house. If the owner of the house doesn't match the name of your trust, then you're going to have to talk to the folks that did your trust and ask them to put the trust back as the owner of the house. In many states, it's called a quick claim deed.
Quit or quick?
Well, it is pretty quick.
Oh.
But it's QUIT, and I always get it mixed up. So you're going to help me with all the other stuff I get mixed up today. So yeah, you would have the attorney draw up a quit claim deed, take it to the county recorder's office, and then you give the county recorder some money, and then poof, it's not out in the open. Because if you don't do it, what's going to happen? Probate. So if the goal was to give your heirs a nice, clean transition, here's the property, it's all nice and buttoned up, well, that's not what's going to happen if it's not in the trust. It's going to go where? To court. How long? 12 to 24 months, depending on the state. State of California is going to require that a lot of money goes to an attorney, whether you like it or not. State of Arizona is nicer. But again, we help folks everywhere in the country. Every state's a little different. California's on the expensive side. Arizona's on the reasonable side. But if you just had the name of the trust on the recorder's documents, everything's fine. Now, let's say that you have in the trust that the trust owns the house. Well, that's great. If that doesn't match what the county records say, that ain't the truth. So that's the mismatch. So that's why we call it the 15-minute trust check. Kind of rolls off the tongue. Take 15 minutes. Go find out what the county assessor says, either from the little code card or just look it up online. Anybody can do it. And match that to your trust documents. If they match it, says your trust owns it, perfect, you're good. If it says a person owns it, then we got to take a look, because there could be a beneficiary deed behind that that we don't know about. So we got to go take a look. But anyways, I think that buttons that up. What do you think?
I do.
Yeah, problem's fixable. It's just knowing ahead of time and doing the research. So I hope that helps folks out there. All right, let me hit the go button and we'll move forward. What's that say?
You guys are sharp.
Yep. All right, so that's fixable. So let's move on to the next one and see where we go from here.
So our next one is a gentleman. Let's call him Kurt. He's 70, here in Scottsdale again, and a founder who sold his company last year.
All right, wait.
You got your pen?
I do. So Kurt, and he's 70.
Yep.
All right, so since you said Kurt, we're going to assume he's single. Keep going.
Okay. He sold his company last year. The sale was the win of a lifetime.
Okay.
One big payday,
right.
And Kurt did it right.
All right.
He paid his capital gains and moved on. And this year, his income is back to normal.
Okay.
But then, 2 years down the road, a letter shows up from Medicare. His Part B and D premiums have jumped for him and his wife by a
so he's
few
not single.
$1,000.
All right, so married. All right.
And he can't figure out why, because nothing changed this year.
I got you.
He is sure this has to be a mistake.
Well, it's a mistake, all right. Yeah. So it sounds like IRMAA. IRMAA, it's something. What's IRMAA stand for?
Income-related monthly adjustment amount.
All right, you get to say that. I'm just going to call it
I
IRMAA.
got you.
So IRMAA's a surcharge for folks that have done well for themselves.
It is.
So one way that you can get popped with that IRMAA surprise is do just like Kurt did. Get a windfall. Let's say that he got paid out over $1 million. The IRS is 2 years delayed in getting that information into Social Security. So they kind of pass it off like it's a 2-year look back. It's not a 2-year look back. It takes them 2 years to get the information. But, that's how it really works. But anyways, so 2 years after he sold the business, and he already paid the capital gain, so he thought he was done with the government. They're trying to get him to pay more for his Medicare. So since I'm going to guess that he sold the business and he got more than $1 million, I think that number for 2026, that's in the guidepost that we published. This one's called the American Retirement Advisor, Retirement Planning Facts, Tax Year 2026. It's free to everybody for folks here if you want the tax information. It's the front desk for folks online. You can just go to AmericanRetire.com and go to the guidepost section, and it's all the white papers from us, and just download it. It's free. But anyways, in the tax facts, it says 2026, married couple making more than $1 million, because that's what the government was one government agency told the
Right.
other that he's going to have to pay for his Medicare premium in 2026 $689.90 plus $91 a month. And you said that he's married, so we're going to have to double that.
And by the way, most folks only pay $202.90 a month. So triple per person.
Plus 91 more dollars each.
Yes.
So that's thousands of dollars a month. Well, it's over $1,000. It's over $1,000 a month just because he did well.
Yes.
Now, let's talk through fixing this problem for Greg specifically. For Kurt specifically. You're Greg.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
If you sell your business, would it be safe to say that you're not going to be on the employer group health insurance anymore?
Very safe.
Did you know? You know. Did you know? Did you know? There's a form, SSA 44. It allows folks to inform the government that, hey, I'm not working anymore. I quit working. I don't make $1 bazillion a year anymore. I'm entitled to a break on my IRMAA surcharge. What'd you call it? In Medicare's income-related monthly adjustment amount. On this form, there's 8 choices. His situation is work stoppage.
Yes.
So it's very likely that they will reduce his IRMAA surcharge to whatever his normal income is. And there's a place for you to tell the government, hey, I don't make $1 gazillion anymore. It was a life-changing event. I don't make that anymore. I'm just on Medicare and whatever else their income is due to a work stoppage. And it's very likely you can fix the problem. Now, that's his situation. Let's just say that maybe you're a retired teacher, and a lot of teachers have a pension.
Right.
Or a police officer. I know Scottsdale police officers, they get paid, if they put enough time in, exactly what they were making when they were working, which was substantial, and then they have their 401k qualified money that they rolled into an IRA, and let's say that they're 73 years of age, they got to take more money out. It's very likely on their income alone that they're going to hit the IRMAA threshold, plus the money that they're required to take out. It also creates a challenge. Their situation is different because we would have to help them look at that. But Kurt's case is probably fixable. The retired police officer, maybe they're going to have sustained income over the threshold and they're going to have to pay that surcharge, and it can't go away. Either way, it's worth talking to you, the Medicare guy, about that. Because, I know you keep these babies in your filing cabinet.
Of course I do.
Email them to. But it's formssa.gov. Just Google it and get it from Medicare's website, CMS. And if that's why you have a surcharge, maybe that's a fix for you. All right, cool. Well, let's put a pin in that one. I think we've solved his problem specifically and raised another issue, another scenario for that. And then, it's funny. I've got a little bit of a rant. Something makes a lot of things make me crazy, but this one especially. Here's my rant, and I think you probably are going to agree with this if any of you have ever suffered these issues. Well, half of your clients aren't even old enough for Medicare.
I know.
I can't tell from looking at them.
I know.
All right. So here's my rant. I got to get something off my chest, and it really gets me because most folks that are in the audience or watching from home or watching on the socials are generous folks. And I bet almost everybody gives something to somebody every year as one of those generous people, whether it's giving to your church or giving to a charity or a cause you believe in. How about your grandkids' education, right? A lot of folks are going to contribute to that, and I love it. And here's what gets me. Most folks give the most expensive way possible. The most expensive way. Let me tell you what I'm thinking here. And this is something nobody tells you, and that's why we do this show, so we can be the ones that tell you. Well, I don't care that it's us telling you, but nobody else is doing it. Anywho, here's the expensive way. You write a check right out of your bank account on money that you've already paid the tax on, or even worse, you take it from your required distribution out of your IRA. Let's say you're old enough that you have to take the money out, and you pay your income tax on it, then you donate whatever's left. So you paid the IRS first just for the privilege of you being generous. Think about that for a second. You're being taxed to give away your own money. Well, there is a better way, and it's not that complicated. It's called a qualified charitable distribution.
Say that 10 times fast.
No, I'm going to call it a QCD.
Okay.
Okay? It's kind of, a QCD. Either way, it's a lot of syllables. I hate syllables. But anyways, this charitable donation or distribution thing, qualified charitable distribution, here's how it works. Once you're 70 and a half, that's a number for some of you and a different number for others, but it's still 70 and a half to do a charitable distribution. You can send the money straight out of your IRA to the charity. It never touches your hands. What? If it never touches your hands, it's not income, which means it's not taxable. And it does count towards your charitable distribution or your required minimum distribution. And the little secret, you could start it at 70 and a half, even though your distributions may not be required until 73. Age dependent, of course. But, anywho, a couple of years free to get ahead of it. That's pretty cool. Instead of taking that money and paying the tax and donating the leftovers, think about this. You're charitable.
Very.
Okay. And if you wanted to donate to a proper charity, somebody that's got the legal definition of a charity or a church that has the legal definition, and as generous as you are, you want to give, say, $100,000. If you say, oh, dang, I got to take, now, I know you're not old enough to have to take the age 73 thing.
Not quite.
But let's say you take $100,000 out of your IRA and you pay the tax on it because that's what you're supposed to do. Then you put it in the bank. You're going to have $100,000 after you pay the tax?
Nope.
So I know you're pretty well off. So you're going to have $60,000 left of that $100,000, and then you generously give that to the church.
That's no good.
Well, I just shared with you, a lot of folks will pay the IRS first. But if you wanted to give that whole $100,000 to the church and satisfy the requirement that you took the money out, wouldn't that be a better way to do it?
Of course.
That's the QCD. That's where the qualified distribution helps. Now, in 2026, when we're recording this, you are limited to $111,000. So you couldn't give an $11,000 more. I'm going to talk to Carrie about this. I think you're being a little cheap with that donation.
Oh, boy.
But here's the cool part. That's a per person. So I know your wife is nowhere near 70 and a half, so you're going to have to wait to do this.
She's the half.
It's the better half, of course.
Way
But
better.
anyway, so you could give 111, which if you were old enough, of course, and then she, well, when she gets old enough, could give in this year 111. That's per person. So it's the same gift, the same church, the same cause, the same charity. You just stop paying the IRS. They really didn't. It's their law. You don't have to pay them to be generous. You just give the money directly from the IRA. Don't cash it in. Make a transfer. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Now, that's one scenario to give more money that you worked really hard for. What if you have a stock? Let's say you bought, I don't know, Facebook at $46. I remember when that came out. I don't think Facebook's, I don't want to give any props to any one company, but that's the one I remember because my dad bought it. Anyhow, you can just donate the whole stock, the whole appreciated stock. There's no capital gains to you, and charities don't pay tax on that stuff. So you can be generous and give them way more money than if you did it the way that some folks think they're supposed to do it. The charity will get the full value. You skip the tax on the gain. There's even ways to set money aside for, I don't know, getting income for the rest of your life, and a charity is going to get their remainder. Talk to Jason in our Generational Wealth Strategies department. He can help with something like that. But here's the other thing. Did you know that you could help out a kid or a grandkid? I hear you've got a couple of them. I know one that's like super cute.
Both are super cute, but one has kind of got me right now.
Oh, but the more time you spend with them, the more. But would it be safe to say that you wouldn't mind helping them out just a little bit?
Be safe to say I already have.
Well, all right. Well, I want to make sure you're doing it the right way.
Okay.
All right. So
Tell me.
how much money can you give as a gift right now? It used to be 15. What's 19?
Is it 19?
$19,000. All right. So you got 2 grandkids. Let's just talk about the one that you've got 2 grandkids.
Is that per day or per week?
You can give $19,000, and your wife can give $19,000 to each of those little cutie pies. And there's no IRS, nothing to worry about. But let's just say you wanted to give each of them $100,000 to pay for college.
Wow.
Did you know?
I'm going to have to keep working.
Well, what if you wanted to give each of them $100,000 and not have it taxable to them? You know how to do it?
No, but I'm hoping you're going to tell me.
You write it directly to the institution.
Hang on, I'm going to take notes.
All right. Put it in the important
Okay.
box. Yeah, you can write a check right to the institution. No taxable event takes place for the kid. How cool is that? Right?
Honey, can you write the check?
She's actually, where's the camera? She wrote that one down. Anyways, yeah, you can give it directly to the school. God forbid you had a friend or a family person that was in the hospital and you needed to help them out. If you write the check to them and it's over the $19,000, that's a taxable event. If you write it directly to the hospital, guess what? Not a taxable event, and there's no limit to your generosity in that space. So there's lots of ways to do things that are tax efficient, and that's part of the planning process that we go through with folks. We want folks to ask us, hey, I was thinking about doing this. Is there a more efficient way to do it? Well, ask us before you do it, and we will share with you the things to talk to your tax professional about to verify that you're on the right direction.
That would be good.
Yeah, we don't provide tax or legal advice, but we sure do give you what to talk to your tax or legal person about, so that way you get the answer directly from them. Anyways, so let's move on a little bit more. Same generosity, the same heart. Just stop giving Uncle Sam a tip. And that's my rant. That's a cool one, right? I love the fiscal footnotes. That's coming up next, and that's about the history of money. This one kind of makes me mad, kind of makes me sad. We talked about IRMAA. What was that IRMAA thing again?
Income-related monthly adjustment amount.
Kyle put up a big sign, so we can't.
I know. Kyle, you're the man.
You know, I remember a word. I know I'm off track. I remember a word I could never spell, and my dad used to dunk me headfirst into the fish tank because I couldn't spell it. It was available. I'm never going to learn how to spell available. I'm just going to remember that I went swimming with the fishies in the house. And then I had to clean up the mess. But anyways, so income-related Medicare adjustment amount.
Monthly.
Oh, yeah. All right. No Medicare. All right. Well, whatever. IRMAA. That surcharge makes me crazy. Not only saying it, but seeing folks go through it. So there's 3 things you really need to know. That IRMAA surcharge hadn't existed forever. Medicare came out in 1965. So that's 41 years, all the way up to 2006, that everybody paid the same premium, whether it was the janitor or the surgeon. See, surgeon, kind of like you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody paid the same price, so that's pretty cool. Then in 2000...
Was.
Yeah, it was. Oof. I remember my first meeting with a client when he got popped for that IRMAA, and there was no fix in the beginning. There's a Band-Aid at least now. Right. But anyways, so the law changed in 2003, and then it was implemented in 2007. So for the first time, it was making Medicare Part B and D dependent on your income. And IRMAA's not like income tax. With income tax, you step $1 into the bracket, and then only that new dollar gets taxed on that new rate. IRMAA doesn't work that way. It's not a slope, it's a cliff. $1 over the line, and the surcharge lands on your whole premium, not just pennies, but by hundreds of dollars. Now, the earlier caller, he had $1 million whoop-de-doo.
Kurt.
And that was $689 plus $91 for both of them a month, on top of they had a supplement to Medicare, so they're going to have a premium there. There's no surcharge on the supplements. Right. But anyways, so That's thousands of dollars a month. Well, over $1,000 a month extra, just because $1 went over the limit. That's kind of crazy to me. So number 3, the sneaky part. When they built IRMAA, they drew the income lines and then froze them. So from 2007 to 2019, that line didn't move. But I can tell you what. I tell you what. I know your Social Security went up, and your inflation definitely went up. Everybody's inflation went up, and your savings grew. So every single year, more and more everyday retirees drifted over that line. That was set in stone, really, 2007 to 2019. Folks didn't get richer. The cliff just kept coming closer and closer. It's kind of like a house in Malibu in California, the coastline. I don't know why that popped in my head.
I'm not living there.
Well, another story. We have lots of clients in California. But the other thing is it looks backwards. The premium you paid this year is based on your tax return from 2 years ago. So one good year, a home sale, a Roth conversion, selling of a business in Kurt's case, right? Something you did 2 years back will set your Medicare bill on fire today. And the first time folks hear about it is when a letter comes in the mailbox. And that's why we plan on the income side of things in our retirement planning practice years ahead. So we're going to let you know that that's going to happen because we're working the whole picture, not just one little area. So because it's a cliff's only dangerous if you don't know it's there. But if somebody says it's there, well, then you're okay because it's not a surprise. And that's your fiscal footnote. All right, sir.
Using your example of a spike in income causing a one-year IRMAA surcharge,
Yes.
does it snap back the following year if your income drops back down?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that point up. So it is always 2 years delayed, and then it will pop back down automatically. Okay. But let's just say that your income was high, but on this form, one of these 8 reasons why your income was no longer that high, they'll retroactive it back. So a lot of times when we're helping clients when they're exiting employment and they don't really know what their first year of income is because we're not doing their retirement planning yet, I'll suggest that they delay sending this form in because it's retroactive to the point that they separated. So let's just say you don't do it until January, February of the next year, but you retired, say, in June. Well, they're cool about that. They'll give you all of that money back. So they will retroactively pay. So a lot of times we'll tell folks, hey, it's going to snap, but it's going to snap on a calendar year. And if you have one of these 8 reasons, go ahead and do it now if you have an idea of what your income is going to be. This is essentially an affidavit letting them know that something changed, and they're pretty cool about it. Now, I remember the first time that a client had IRMAA, this is so long ago, I did house calls, and we were in a fancy neighborhood. He was the lead attorney on the tobacco settlement, so he's getting a payout for as long as he lives, and it's a ridiculous amount of money. In those days' terms, it's just ridiculous now, but it's a lot. And yeah, there was no way to fix it. And his income was going to go steady. So if he would have just got one payout, like one of our callers, it would have been fixable. But it was a couple of years until there was this methodology to reduce that down. So great question.
But another point to your question, sir, is that Social Security annually at the first of the year relooks at your income,
Yeah.
which is a similar answer to your question.
Yeah. Yeah. He always makes it straight to the point, doesn't he? All right. More questions. What do you guys want to know? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, just questioning how the donor advice fund compares to what you just talked about as far as the qualified. I can't remember what you called it. Qualified?
Qualified charitable distribution.
Yes. From a tax perspective, how does that differ, if any?
Both are going to have tax implications, but here's the similarity. because a charity is supposed to be the final recipient of that money, it is very likely to be handled similarly. We don't provide tax or legal advice, and a charitable donor-advised fund could be set up differently than a charitable distribution. So a charitable distribution is a normal IRA that everybody may have, and then they are forced to take money out. If you go into a charitable advised donor fund, it could be handled completely different, because one would be owned by the charity in many cases, and one is owned by you. So, but that's a great question. We can bring that one offline and I can get you an exact legal answer for that. We don't get into much of that charitable donor advised fund space, because most of our clients are going to have a 401k that's been rolled over. And then we do look at charitable remainder trusts as something that our attorney would help with and a CPA would help with, to see if that's going to flatten out or smooth your required distributions. And that's another way to deal with it. But a charitable donor advised fund is a different beast. So, and it's not something that we've actually ever put somebody in or manage for somebody. Yeah, so good question. That one's definitely out of the box, but I'll get you an answer at lunch. Yep. All right, what else do we have? Come on, somebody's got to ask a question. All right, well, let me throw a question out to you guys. By a show of hands, how many people are old enough for Medicare? Huh. The smiley ones up front, not so much. And then I know you're not. No, okay. So, of the folks that are on Medicare today, how many folks have selected to have Medicare as their insurance, and how many folks have decided to transfer those Medicare benefits to a network-based program? So let's do, how many people have original Medicare as their insurance and a supplement to Medicare? Okay. And then how many folks, I think it's just a couple, that have transferred their benefits to an all-in-one plan? Okay. Gotcha. That's Pete. Ask the good questions. All right, sorry, I called you out. All right, awesome. Now, and what's the coolest thing that you folks on original Medicare with a supplement to your Medicare called the Medigap, what's the coolest thing that you've experienced having that type of program? Anybody had a major operation? Okay, so let's talk through that one. And you have original Medicare and a supplement to your Medicare. Okay, so why don't you share with everybody what your experience was like because you had original Medicare? Pete, we're coming to you next.
I had surgery that was probably close to $1 million, and it cost me $285.
Boy, that's a disaster.
So how'd you feel about paying? How'd you feel about paying the $285?
I didn't mind it.
Okay, I was just checking.
It increased my monthly payment, right? I've got Medicare Part B, and then I've got the supplemental plan on top of that.
Yeah. Well,
So
those rates
monthly
move.
I pay that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's nothing compared to what my portion of $1 million operation would have been.
Yeah.
You know, there's some good news about that $1 million operation too, is a lot of people think, I'll get calls from my clients and say, well, I got this rate increase, and was it because I had this $1 million operation? No, it's because everybody in the state of Arizona that has the same plan as you, no matter whether they had no claims or 4 of your claims, you all get an equal rate increase.
Or decrease.
Or decrease.
Yeah, we've seen decreases over the
Yep.
decades that we've been doing this. Only twice, though. But it's happened. You can't say never if it's actually happened. All right, Pete, just real quick, since you decided to transfer your Medicare benefits to an all-in-one plan, just give me one thing that you really like about that type of program.
So just set the stage, I'm retired from Wells Fargo. The Medicare Advantage plan that you put me in blows away the health care coverage that I had at Wells. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I've got a heart condition. I went to the ER.
Big heart.
I went.
You're one of the generous guys. That's what we
Tell my wife that. I went to the ER in February of 2025 before I retired. The bill after 90 minutes was $38,000, and my portion of it was $38.50. If I would go now, it's a $150 copay.
So what you're saying is you have a lot of peace of mind compared to where you came from to today.
Had no idea I had better coverage.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. All right, I'm going to put one more out there, and then we're going to wrap this whole thing up. I'll close it out, and then anybody that wants to, Greg's taking us all to lunch right around the corner. So if he didn't already tell you, there's tables waiting for us. But anyways, all right, so let me ask one more question. How many folks are already taking required distributions from your qualified account, whether you rolled over your IRA or you still have it in your 401k? All right. Now, of the folks that have their hand up, how many folks are giving money away to a charity once or twice, maybe a year? All right. How many folks today, not calling you out, but I'm calling you out, how many folks are making a direct transfer from that qualified money to that organization? One. So that's where I was going. Is the cool thing about this show is we want to tell you stuff that not everybody knows to keep more money in your pocket, because that's where it belongs. It's your money. You know, government's not going to do that for you. So I'm happy that we have this platform reaching out to the whole country. It's nice that you guys are here. Thank you, to keep more money in your pocket. So with that, let's transition, close this thing out, and lunch is on you.
Oh, man, you didn't tell me that.
Well, you know, there's always surprises, and
Well,
it's
good.
on the script.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
Actually, it doesn't say Greg pays for lunch. Anyways.
Well, I'm paying.
All right, well, cool. You're off the hook, Jason. All right. So before we let you go, I want to leave you with three things. We heard a lot of stuff today. Number one, if you didn't already know, we publish a newsletter. The newsletter is called the American Retirement Advisor. We've been publishing that for over 25 years. There's key rates, little tidbits in there, things that quietly save you money. Online, there's over 300 articles as well. And the best part is it's free. All you got to do is tell us how you want to receive it, whether you want to get it by email every single month or if you'd like a printed one. I'm partial to the printed one because I like, come on, I'm using a fountain pen to take notes here, right? I want to touch it. I like the tactile, and I like to be able to scribble on it, take notes, and then keep this piece of paper when I call Greg and say, Greg, this newsletter said, you better read your newsletter because they're going to call. Anyways, so there's just something about paper I really like. But all you have to do is tell us that you want it. If you go online, you can go to AmericanRetire.com, go to the news section and just click on it. There's a place to subscribe. And then again, you can get it online or you can get the mailed version. And folks really like that every single month. So, head over to AmericanRetire.com, click on news, and get yours today. It's free. It's on me. You don't even have to pay for this one.
Good.
All right.
I already get mine.
Number two, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you like to scroll all day. And we put little tidbits out every single day. Each one is 60 seconds or less. And we have multiple channels. There's Fiscal Footnotes, which Fiscal Fridays is actually broadcast on. There's another one, the main channel from American Retirement Advisor. Great news up there. That one features Ian, who's our Chief Operations Officer. And we talk about everything from life and legacy to the history of money. And our newest one, this one I'm super proud of, this one's Jason's channel. It's Beyond One Generation, because as we develop out our inheritance planning practice, Jason's focus is to build a team of people that help move your wealth beyond one generation. Because you've all heard the stories about how Rockefeller's still in business because they structured their wealth properly, and the Vanderbilts, who had a bigger empire at one time than the Rockefellers, it's all gone. There's one Vanderbilt left. It was the son of Gloria Vanderbilt, and he's on television. We probably all know who he is. And he's got his earnings, but the wealth of all of the choo-choo trains all over gone. So Jason's job is to help folks transition their wealth from one generation to the next. And one of the topics today was, don't give the government money that they don't have coming. And we're not talking about cheating. We're talking about using the tax law to do the right thing. Anyways, so you can follow Jason. You're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and we have a podcast. I love the podcast. It's a daily. It's about 15 minutes long. Ian produces it, and Betty and Eddie read it to you. You can listen to it on Spotify, on Apple. I do Spotify. But yeah, great podcast. And again, it's just sharing with folks everything that you need to know. And it's a couple minutes every day. So if you're here in the audience, you can grab the little piece of paper that we've got on the desk and scan the QR code. And wow, there's a lot of channels. We put a lot out there, so it's something for everybody, I guess. Fiscal Footnotes is on there, Fiscal Fridays, which is what you guys are all participating in. The American Retirement Advisor podcast, I got to tell you, it's awesome. Obviously, you can get the newsletter. Yeah, all that stuff is there, and they'll put something in the description of wherever you listen to Fiscal Fridays on, so you can get that too. And it's just ways for us to stay with you, keep you informed. And number 3, for Greg's folks especially, thank you for joining us. Greg's taken care of you for many years, and that's not going to change. We want him to. I'm not going to let him retire. Retiring, overrated. But anyways, but what we do is we pick up where Greg got you started, and you can always step up and say, hey, that 15-minute trust check, can you guys do that for me? Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Maybe look at giving. You guys all said that you're going to give in a different way, and you're going to give more money to those folks. Everybody wins. And
Not the grandkids.
dude, we got to talk about that, because that was $38,000 times 2
Oh,
every year. That's a lot.
are you listening? Oh,
You got her in the front row, buddy. Anyways, so if any of this sounded like we might be able to offer some value, great. Grab some of our time. We don't charge anything to visit with folks, and we'd love to continue this conversation with you. So tune in every other Friday for Fiscal Fridays. I'm David Schaeffer, and this is Fiscal Fridays. See you next time.